Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So, as you know, Wednesday means Wildcard Wednesday, and for our Wildcard Wednesday deck this week, we have a super sweet one. So, this is BUG Chord, or maybe BUG Eldritch Evolution, basically this crazy bug toolbox deck for Modern, and this build recently took Shinanoa Gen to a top 8 finish at a Japanese event, so congrats to Shinanoa on their finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break it all down: if you enjoy this deck and you want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So this deck is super crazy. It's built around Chord of Calling and Eldritch Evolution, which are green instants and sorceries, green spells, I guess, that can search creatures out of your library. So the deck basically plays a ton of creatures, some cards to support the Chord of Calling Eldritch Evolution plan, and then just a massive toolbox of one-ofs, and this deck goes super deep with the tutor targets. So first off, to support our Chord of Callings, Birds of Paradise, Wall of Roots, these cards are pretty normal in Chord of Calling decks. Help you make mana, you can tap them to pay the convoke cost on Chord of Calling. An interesting addition, because we're in blue, most of the Chord decks we see are like green-white, maybe Abzan colored, but Bug is a really unique color combination. Coiling Oracle, so it kind of draws you a card when it enters the battlefield. If it's a land, though, you get to put it right on the battlefield, untapped even. So this can be a Chord target, but if you play it on turn 2, maybe you get another land, or at least you draw a card, and then you can always sacrifice it to your Eldritch Evolution to get something up to 4 converted mana cost, or you can use it to tap for the convoke cost of your Chord of Calling to search stuff out. So this is kind of the support Chord package, and really these are the only 4 ofs in the deck, discounting the spells, our tutor spells, the Eldritch Evolution, the Chord of Callings. We also have a couple of Eternal Witnesses. Eternal Witness is sweet because you can Chord of Calling for it, get back the Chord of Calling, and then Chord of Calling for something else. You can also just get back any of your one-ofs that happen to die. And the rest of the deck, after this part of the package, is almost exclusively one-ofs. So we have some stuff that's pretty normal with Chord of Calling. I've kind of arranged the tutor targets in order from least crazy to most crazy, or least spicy to most spicy. So Scavenging Ooze, Spellskite, Kitchen Finks, gaining some life, hate on the graveyard, protect your stuff. These are very common Chord targets. They show up in pretty much all the Chord of Calling decks. But after this, things start to get a little crazy. We have a Snapcaster Mage that we can search up with our Chord of Calling, which of course can flashback Chord of Calling if we have enough mana, or can flashback our handful of non-creature spells. So we have Abrupt Decay and Murderous Cut, some removal spells. So if we have a bunch of mana, we can search up a Chord of Calling, use it to flashback an Abrupt Decay, kill a creature, a Murderous Cut for 1 mana, hopefully, if we have enough cards in our graveyard. So a pretty interesting tutor target there. And then we have a bunch of weird removal creatures. We have a single Necrotal, which basically kills any non-black, non-artifact creature. We get a Demon of Dark Schemes, which can sweep away an entire board full of Lingering Souls tokens or Young Pyromancer tokens. Acidic Slime gets rid of a Blood Moon, gets rid of an Ensnaring Bridge, or can just kill an opponent's land. And then we have Gonti, Lord of Luxury, and Ninja of Deep Hours. These are kind of card advantage generating targets for our Eldritch Evolution and our Chord of Calling. Gonti lets us steal one of our opponent's cards from the top of their deck. Ninja is super sweet because we can pick up our Snapcaster Mage, we can pick up an Acidic Slime, all these enter the battlefield creatures with its ninjutsu ability, and maybe draw a card if Ninja does damage. And then our kind of finisher package, we have a bunch of token generators, a single Bloodline Keeper. So I guess you can get this at the end of your opponent's turn, you untap with it, immediately make a 2/2 flyer. If you ever get a whole board full of them, you can transform and it gets huge and pumps your vampires. A Sidisi fills your graveyard, which I guess is nice with Eternal Witness and Murderous Cut, but it makes some tokens. There's a ton of creatures in this deck, so you should always be hitting and getting zombies with it. And then at the top of the curve, we got Grave Titan, a very guaranteed way to close out the game. And then the last creature, a single Identity Thief. I have no idea what's going on with this. I guess you could attack and turn your creature into a Grave Titan or something. I don't know what the idea is. I guess it's to blink your creatures with Enter the Battlefield abilities. Another tutor target, unexpected, but a pretty sweet idea. As far as the mana base, I couldn't include every single land, but what it boils down to is a ton of fetches, a smaller number of shock lands to fetch out, a couple of the fast lands, and then basic lands. In the sideboard, the tutor targets continue, and they don't get any more common. One Rex Age, pretty straightforward, tutor it out, kill an artifact or enchantment. A single Razormane Masticore to shoot down opponent's creatures. I've never seen anyone play this in Modern. A Sower of Temptation, you can tutor it out, steal maybe an Emrakul that comes in off an Nahiri of instant speed. Pretty sweet. Silent Arbiter shuts down go-wide creature decks, can only attack with one creature each combat, only block with one creature each combat, so it's great if a deck is looking to go wide, not so good if they got one big threat. Glenelyn Archmage helps against any sort of spell-based decks, basically a double counterspell on a stick, really sweet at instant speed if you can tutor it out. Thragtusk and Kalitas let the deck gain a bit of life against aggro, and then we do have a few spells. Collective Brutality kinda does it all, kills something, Duresses, gains you some life, Maelstrom Pulse, kills about anything, Lost Legacy to fight against combo decks, Escape Shift ad nauseum, and so forth, and then a couple of Planeswalkers, Liliana the Last Hope and Nissa Vital Force, which are pretty helpful if it's a slow controlling matchup. Nissa ultimates really quickly, draws you some cards. Liliana fights through tokens really well. So if the match is going to go long, you got some good options. So that is BUG Chord for Modern. And that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I will talk to you soon.